Operations training helped me become a successful advisor by giving me a clear view of the industry before I really got into advising myself. I think this gave me great insight from a broad point of view of what the day-to-day looks like in this industry and kind of what we do here at Bridge.
So my operations training that I did gave me a great background knowledge of the industry and how to sound like I knew what I was talking about during conversations on the phone. Definitely beneficial to my whole time here, and I still apply knowledge that I gained during that process each and every day as I'm learning more each day. But yeah, without that operations training, I don't know where I'd be right now.
Through operations training, a lot of what you learn is the basis of the industry, as well as partnering with certain advisors that have been doing it for a while. You're able to kind of get the gist of everything that happens within Bridge and within the logistics industry. You can learn how different reps talk to different customers, the communication that they use, it's a little bit different, it's more clear and concise. So being able to learn those skills as well as pair those with just your baseline of operations, booking trucks, figuring out, when and where people are, as well as providing solutions to problems that arise during transit.
Coming into Bridge and starting off in operations really helped to give me a better grasp of the industry itself. It's an ever-changing world that we live in, and starting out in operations and kind of seeing how things are handled day to day really gives you that grasp of the industry. And also too, sitting on a team with a successful logistics advisor as well, and seeing how they take care of their customers and really how they run their book of business is a huge help, especially going from operations into that next role of SDR as well.
Because honestly, I'm trying to think I learned so much, the skills in SDR were honestly, I probably should just answer it like this, but the skills were huge because that pretty much developed me as a salesperson in general.
During my time as an SDR, a lot of the skills that I developed, I felt were more so providing clear, concise questions to figure out or uncover pain within your customer or your prospect's process. I feel like a lot of it is trying to get comfortable with your cold calling style, as well as developing new skills and new ways to ask questions and or get down to what the prospect is really looking for in terms of a provider. I think a lot of it stems down once you're calling that first couple weeks to kind of figure out where you want to go with things, how you talk to people that don't necessarily want to talk to you. A lot of it is really, finding your own style of doing things, and that's where I feel like kind of jumps you into the next step.
I think one of the biggest skills that I developed was communication. Just speaking with people on the phone every day and listening to how they operate and hearing how they talk on the phones really gives you a better way to talk to other people on the phones as well. And it also helped too with my organizational skills, coming over there from operations and learning, having everything set day to day, so you have everything mapped out of what you need to get done and accomplish. I think were two huge skills that really helped me to succeed in SDR. I think the two biggest takeaways from my time over in operations as well as in SDR were confidence and communication. The confidence side of things really gave me an industry grasp and understanding of how things are handled, and also too on the communication level, talking to carriers and customers both to make sure things run smooth. I think these two takeaways helped me grow not only as an advisor, but also to really help me to provide the best possible solution no matter the situation. Boom.
So having operational experience and time as an SDR helped me big time in the development team. It allowed me to really see both sides of how we operate here day to day at Bridge and have a better understanding of what I need to do to provide that to my customers.
My operations experience, I say in terms of that, a lot of it is figuring out how, the industry, talks and speaks within, talking to your carriers and customers. There's definitely a difference when you're talking about the operations side of things with your trucking companies and so forth, and talking with your customers. You have to kind of learn how each thing is approached and learn how to convey different situations that you hear from your carrier, and then as well to convey it to your customer, especially in problems. There's different ways to convey that, and I feel like just listening to other advisors as well as kind of handling some of the situations yourself prepares you immensely to handle your own book of business, as well as build that up and build trust within the carriers and customers that you're working with.
After graduating development team, I look forward to building further into the relationships I've started on the development team, and hopefully growing and creating long-lasting customer relationships that I can help them with in the future.
Now that I've graduated, I moved over to the Henry team and really just trying to invest as much time and effort into my book of business and the customers that I'm not only working with now, but also the ones that I plan on prospecting kind of moving forward, and just really trying to build into the book of business that I've helped start through SDR and the D team to really jumpstart me to become a Henry.
Since graduation from the development team, I moved on to a new role, which is Henry. It's the same thing you have been doing, although you're at a higher level of a book of business, as well as finding certain carriers that can run dedicated lanes or so forth as that. I'd say what's next for me is building upon the accounts that I already have to instill the trust within my customer, as well as finding, new prospects and so forth to continue to build that book of business. A lot of it is finding companies alike that you work with. I feel like it's really exciting to keep building your brand and building those next steps. I would say if you're coming into the industry or just starting out here, my biggest advice for you would be to keep an open mindset about what's going on and really taking the initiative to learn the industry as a whole, as well as taking the time to listen to everybody around you and really see what their style is, and then kind of develop your own sort of style from that, and how you can communicate with different people, such as carriers, prospects, customers. And then as far as just the industry as a whole and Bridge, I think Bridge has like a very laid back culture, but as well as we like to get to work and provide results. So I think as long as you put in the work, you'll get that reward out of it, as well as enjoy your career here and still have a personal life outside of things.
I think the best piece of advice is to come in with an open mind and just not be scared. I think we've all had growing pains coming through Bridge, and the more questions you ask and the more open you are, it makes those growing pains a little bit easier with understanding not only how Bridge likes to operate, but the industry as a whole. So coming in and asking questions and having an open mind, it's like a family here at Bridge, and everyone is willing to help out as much as possible.
One piece of advice I have for anybody that's going to start here at Bridge is just to come in with an open mind, having that humble, hungry, and smart attitude, and just being willing to put in the work now, because it will pay off later.
That's tough. One piece of advice, I guess, would just to be a sponge. Learn as much as you can from as many people as you can, because everybody's walk is a little bit different in their journey here. And people go through different things with different customers and gain knowledge in those industries throughout their journey. So definitely be a sponge, ask as many questions as possible, and it's definitely going to help you develop yourself along with your business much quicker.